work? Okay, so we're going to have to think of some of our enzyme substrate complex theories here to explain. So give a detailed account of enzymes work. So let's think about this in a little bit more detail. So enzymes have a specifically shaped active site where, hopefully you can still see that, where substrates bind. Let's get a new page. So we've said that enzymes have a specific active site where substrates bind. Once, you can see that, try and rearrange it so you can see it. Okay. Once an enzyme binds a substrate, its shape changes slightly. This is called an enzyme substrate complex. There's no harm in drawing a diagram in here either, so you can draw in, the one that we've drawn so many times, like this, okay? Substrate, enzyme. Okay, this changes the chemical bonds in the enzyme, in the substrate, causing a chemical reaction. Okay, so a chemical reaction occurs. The products are released and the enzyme can function again. Okay, so there is a detailed account of how an enzyme works. Okay, so that was part B. Now we're on part C, which is all about photosynthesis. So let's grab another sheet there, if we can find one. Okay, so part C. C part 1. Okay, photosynthesis occurs in two stages, the light-dependent stage and the light-independent stage, or the dark stage. Two structures are found in the plant cells and they're shown below. So A is very clearly the mitochondria, because you can see all of the different folds in it, whereas B is the chlorophyll. Okay, so part 1, in which of the two structures, A or B, does photosynthesis occur? So obviously photosynthesis, we know, occurs in the chloroplast, so that is B. Okay, no way, you don't need to extend that answer. Okay, part 2, give a balanced chemical equation to summarize the process of photosynthesis. Now some people really struggle to remember photosynthesis and respiration. Remember why photosynthesis is important to us. It produces glucose and it produces oxygen. So you know glucose and oxygen are going to go on the right hand side of the equation. So think about the two things that it needs. It needs carbon dioxide and water. So you've got 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O, the 6 on front of everything except glucose, arrow C6H12O6 plus 6 O2. Now obviously we need chlorophyll present, and we need light present for that to occur. Okay, so that's one that you need to learn off. Done. Part 3. Name the two products of the light dependent stage of photosynthesis. Now remember there are the two parts of photosynthesis. There's the light stage, there's the dark stage. The light stage happens in little discs in the chloroplasts. The dark stage happens in the stroma, which is a liquid around those discs. So in the light stage, remember, light is absorbed by electrons. They have a choice to go down two different pathways. Do you remember going to the chapel with me and practicing this in a role play? So the the electrons, the energized or excited electrons have two pathways to go down. They can go down a cyclic pathway or they can go down a linear pathway, okay? But the products is what they're asking us for here, okay? So two products of the light-dependent stage of photosynthesis, ATP and NADPH. They're the two products. Remember the first stage stage of photosynthesis, during the cyclic stage you only produce ATP. In the non-cyclic stage you produce NADPH, water split, and you also produce some ATP as well. Alright, so they're the two products of the light stage of photosynthesis. Now part 4. Some of the products of the light-dependent stage are used in the light-independent stage or the dark stage. Outline the events of the light-independent stage. The easiest way to do this, girls, is to draw an equation, okay? And this is in your textbooks, this is in your notes. So what we have is carbon dioxide, okay, comes into the plant through the stomata, which I'll write after this, and it goes on to become C6H12O6 in the presence of ATP, which gets split to form ADP plus your phosphorus there, okay? And then you have your NADPH splitting to form NADP minus, okay? Those electrons and that protons go into your glucose. I think that's the easiest way to demonstrate how that occurs. So I would also say your CO2 enters through the stomata on the underside of the leaf. Okay, the other thing you may want to mention is the ATP, so you're just summarizing this, and NADPH of the light stage let's turn this around here for a second. Of the light stage contribute to the reduction of CO2 to glucose, which is C6H12O6. Okay, is that okay? So hopefully that's clear enough. So that's all you need to say for that. So that's the full question done to H1 level standard. So just remember, you need to bullet point longer questions. There's only really the photosynthesis question there that's a little bit longer. The rest are kind of 1 word or 2 word, or yes, but also the enzyme questions a little bit longer. So bullet point those longer ones. Try not to be waffling too much, because it does make the examiner, it's much harder for the examiner to find your key points there if you're waffling and putting in long pieces of text. So they're less likely to find them. So do bullet point them. You can highlight keywords if you want as well, if you've got time. But that is that question done. I hope that's okay.